Alright, and we're here recording the second game of the DuelistGroundz playoff series. This is going to be the second match between actual literal nuts and Sqirmywurmy, as they're formerly known. And we'll give these guys to go ahead and start. And I'm joined on here tonight with Matt and Jeremy, both known as Sharpman and, of course, the infamous Dennis Price.
2013.
2013.
Frogman for president, Frogman for president, Frogman for president.
And of course, as some of us may not know, most of these players know each other in real life. And we're gonna beat each other up at the Edison Regional, but we didn't get the chance.
Is that a real story?
No,
So,
it's not.
Thoughts on Evolution playing agents? Quick. Who wants to bet he's playing agents?
He opened triple shine ball, so it's all good. So, Luke, of course, as we already know, is playing.
Yeah, he'll be playing Fire Fists.
Yeah, playing Fire Fist. I'm gonna assume this is probably a mirror match.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, Evolution might be playing Rabbit. I've seen him play Rabbit every now and then.
What were we talking about earlier? That he won or did well at that Edison Regional? With something?
Yeah,
Well, he that's what people are saying, that he won Edison Regionals. I don't know what.
apparently, Evolution, who is Dan, went undefeated at Swiss. Sqirmy went X2 at the Edison Regional, and has topped his last two regionals. Philadelphia.
Dan couldn't have gone undefeated at the Edison Regional because that Giovanni guy did.
Right.
I don't know.
I guess, I think what that they must mean when he, like, won the whole thing, that, like, he won
Yes.
it on top.
Oh,
Ooh.
Storm. Will he get punished with the Starlight Rose? Of course
His
not,
Starlight.
'cause he
No,
doesn't
Luke
play Starlight.
doesn't run Starlight.
If there was a Starlight, I feel like then, yeah, that was a warning.
Yep. Good read. Yeah, I'd definitely say this is a mirror match now.
Oh, I definitely say game one is over.
No.
Well, depends on how he sets after this. He could
Yeah,
just
it depends on.
have monsters in hand.
This is true.
Oh yeah, I think this game is gonna go to Dan. He's just gonna get too much advantage off this play. I think that Water's the best deck, but I think that Fire Fist is the most popular deck.
For sure.
Would you argue that it's also the most consistent deck?
I'd argue that Game 1, Water is the most consistent deck. Games 2 and 3, different story.
I'm just not sure if I agree with that. Oh, and there's the Starlight Road.
Water's
I
definitely
think-
the most hated deck. Like, it's the easiest deck where you can protect one or two, like, specific side cards and just, like, win a whole game because you did that. With Fire Fist, there's no, like, off button for there's no, like, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror for fire monsters or whatever.
Well, there is level limit. That card hurts everything that's not Tiger King.
That's pretty true.
It was really good side in windups because level limit plus Rabbit allowed you to run over every single one of their guys.
Yeah, level limit
don't know.
defense.
A lot of the Firefish players I've talked to, I've asked them about the level limit when they say it, and they just don't care. It's not a big deal to them.
Well, I'm pretty sure that a card that turns all your guys to defense position, and if you don't have the out for it, I'm pretty sure that's a scary card.
Well, most people are playing 3 Gorilla, 3
Yeah.
Domestic.
Considering you get all of your advantage through battle.
I could see though, since it does play a lot of back row, and you only need to, like, have a monster survive a turn to be able to make a play around level limit the next turn. So, like, if they had, like, summon bear, set 3 back row, go, and you have, like, a level limit, and I don't know, you summon whatever monster you're trying to attack over them with, and they have, like, a deep prison, and go next turn, summon anything, make Tiger King.
Now that was, and that's why it was so good in windups, because you just had like Rabbit and you didn't care about back row.
Yeah, exactly. You had a massive tempo game with Level Limit and Rabbit,
Exactly.
and they couldn't like just turtle up and draw
Yeah,
into
because
their outs or just make their plays.
eventually you just overwhelm them.
Exactly.
And now I'd like to see. I think he should just swing with Bear here. Oh, he's gonna go for it.
Maybe he has Starlight.
Yeah, he better. Danny. Oh my.
And he did.
Oh wait, didn't he duality for it last turn?
He did.
Oh, he did. My
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
But reads.
Well, that's probably the most unfortunate card to hit.
Yeah.
He's got
Here,
my luck.
boys.
No? It's all gonna get through.
Ugh. So unfortunate.
That's another thing I've noticed when playing against Firefix decks. I always assume half of their back rows aren't real when they have no monsters. Because most of them are typically power boosts. But as I've seen trending,
Well, now they don't play
starting
the power
to realize
boost.
that's not good anymore.
Yeah, the power boosts suck.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know for sure that he's playing the mirror yet, right?
I honestly think that he does.
Well, no,
because
no,
they
no,
know
but-
each other.
No, I know, but like let's
Like, there's
say-
no Fire Fist card that's been played by Sqirmy.
Right. He can't know
So-
for sure, but
So
Right?
let's say that Damn Newt, like there was a tanky in the graveyard that got MSD. What do you guys think about main phase 2 making Maystroke there?
He had 2 face downs, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Depends on what they are. He's way up in cards, right? Like I remember he was at like a +2 or 3 and had.
He had another tanky set.
Oh, right.
I think it's one of those decisions you just have to know what all your resources are at the current time.
Well, I think it's kind of like a more general thing I'm thinking of, like making Fire Fist or making Maystroke against Fire Fist to kind of solidify your field. Like they don't really have any outs to it that aren't Rescue Rabbit.
Well, yeah, you can
Or
argue
Tour
that
Guide,
it's a safer
Tour
play,
Guide, I suppose.
but if your back rows dictate otherwise, then you can keep your
Well,
other
what-
field too.
What would your back row have to be to dictate otherwise?
I feel like
Start.
if your hand loses to Darkhold, like if he has no other monsters and he doesn't have a Lance down or a Tensen, whichever the trap is that's a Lance, if you don't have that, then Maystroke is might be the right play. But I also don't think it's terrible if you have like 2 back rows for protection to float the Baron Gorilla, especially since he's like down on cards. You like if he dark holes you, you're still not in a terrible position.
Right.
Right.
Especially, I guess the bear and the gorilla both put a ton of pressure there because he can't set anything that's not chainable, and like he can't set any monsters that are tinier than 1600 defense either. If he
Yeah.
doesn't set anything, the bear's just going to continue to kill him. So yeah, I suppose that leaving the bear and the gorilla there both put a ton of pressure.
Another thing I would consider too is leaving those 2 monsters on the field. You're kind of forcing him to answer it, because if you just keep setting, he can just keep popping off your back rows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I said with the whole pressure thing.
Right.
Reminds me of like Breaker. Breaker works a lot like.
Yeah.
Warning on the Tengu.
Did he search the Tengu with Tenki?
I believe he did.
I didn't. I like looked away there.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Reborn Tengu, period.
I have a friend that swears by it.
Tengu's
I had a
the
friend that just
nuts.
played with Rabbit Regional, and he said that he went X2 and lost to 2 Fire Fists, and he said it was because Tengu was just amazing in that matchup.
Yeah,
I haven't tested it too much.
Tengu's really good. Just a floating 1700 is so big. I mean, like, Fire Fist tries to turn every game into a ground game, right? So a floating 1700 is insane.
Yeah.
And it also, like, the fact that it's a floater helps your water matchup because it helps you get out of Abyss Dweller quicker.
Yeah. It also, like, in the Fire Fist mirror, I feel like it'd be insane because Fire Fist mirrors like have a lot of removal, a lot of 1-for-1s going on. Tengu beats that, and it's 100 higher than all their things.
Exactly. Or it ties with them, which isn't even that bad.
Yeah, and if it ties with them, that's even better. Because it's like if you don't have a Tenki, but they do, and they go Tenki Bear, you like crash their Bear, swing for 17, Tentacle back row, and you're in a pretty good position.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we might finally get to see a long grind game.
Yeah, Luke's up 2 cards here, technically. Or 1 card, I mean, because the Tenki's technically a dead card at the moment.
Didn't he open with Card?
He did.
Yep.
Wait, what would he set? Do you think he's playing Snowman?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Gear gear.
Did not expect.
Well,
Whoa.
that's a funky sideboard.
So, well, we didn't see anything fire game 1, did we?
Oh yeah, that's true. We might like. Could he have been playing Geargia the whole time?
I think he was.
Possibility.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask
With
him.
the MST, yes, he does.
Is it just me, or is Geargia like an extraordinarily bad meta call right now? Because the 2 main decks are Water and Fire Fist.
I don't feel like it's as bad as people make it out to be against Fire Fist at the very least. Because like, I understand Bear popping your armor sucks, but you could also just like play a lot of like defense, like Bottomless's Fiendish, and maybe Baylor's main, and then it wouldn't be that terrible. And your armors do wall all their attackers, so if they don't have something to send off for Bear, the game state can really quickly get to be in their favor.
This is true.
Right.
Triple Fiendish, double Bottomless is the card, and every time you Fiendish, when they use their Tenki, you get rid of 1 card.
Yeah. Also, like maybe he plays like triple MST and maybe does Tornado's main. That's another way to make Tenki being sent off for Bear non-factor.
It's true.
There's also
I don't know.
a matchup though.
Yeah, the water matchup is the biggest issue. I remember I won a couple war games last format in that matchup though with Geargia by somehow just drawing a bunch of Soul Drains and protection. Like if you draw the absolute nuts, it's a really good matchup for you because you like make Dweller really easily and protect it with a million back row, but a lot of stuff has to go in your favor to win that.
Yeah, like right here, this looks like a problem. Like I feel like he's debating judgmenting the Bear right now.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really rough.
It's a lot of life points to lose this early.
And he also lost his warning earlier. He used his warning, right?
Ooh.
This will work.
That's a good card right there.
That is a good card.
But yeah, I was about to say if he has the 10 Ken is what that one's called.
Gross.
That's really. Yeah, that's a problem. Geargia really doesn't have a
Please
very
don't
good
try and
out
pop it.
to Bear, Tenki, and Tenken or Lance.
Please don't try and pop the Bear. Please don't try and pop the armor, I mean.
You can like go main phase 2 and do it, right?
He can, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to switch phases.
Yeah.
I think you'll have noticed it if we see like him go standby main phase 1.
I wonder if he's going to do it.
It doesn't look like he's. I don't know. Did he summon the bear this turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I'm talking about the just immediate judgment.
Ooh, is he gonna play a Tenku?
Maybe.
That's 2 Fiendish Chains. That's very good back row. Or 2 Fiendish Chains he had.
Oh,
What?
agree with that.
Oh, he's bigger. Bear's bigger.
That's
It is, but I don't know.
he's gonna get a search.
Yeah, I would just pop it. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the better play would have been just to go straight to main phase 2 and shoot the armor and save the MST for whichever back row was the Fiendish.
I agree.
Because now he just risks getting blown out by a prison.
He was
Yeah,
playing
of course.
Georgia the whole time, for what it's worth.
Well then,
I just asked him.
Fair enough.
Which is really funny. He searched Accelerator
Yes.
the turn he flipped up before, right? Yeah.
Yes.
so what's...
So yeah, I don't know how that affects whether or not attacking is correct.
I don't think it is. I think that he should have just gone to main phase 2 and popped the armor. Because
Especially because if he doesn't have an out-tuned Arsenal next turn, he's just gonna get blown out. He's gonna go Arsenal, Special Excel, beat over Bear, and then in phase 2 sack it off and have Armor Accelerator, and then Darkhold doesn't even get you out of that.
yeah, he's just gonna get blown out here. Is this game?
It's really rough.
This game 2, right?
I wonder if he thought that Tenkin negated the effect for the whole turn.
Yeah, maybe. Ooh, he had 2 Fiendishes.
I think he had 3.
Didn't even matter.
That is the third Fiendish, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I remember saying. He had 2 Fiendish earlier.
What unreal games. First 3 Banishers, and now 3 Fiendish. That would have thought you.
By 3
So-
games, you mean Arab's game?
Back to back.
Ooh.
Crazy openings.
Man, this is rough. This is gonna snowball in Luke's favor really quickly.
I feel like Dan might be figuring out if he's about to Solemn Judgment this armor.
Yeah.
That might be the best case scenario for him. Because if it's a Fiendish,
Yeah, if it's
no matter
Fiendish,
where he uses it.
he just makes a gear gig and
Yeah. No matter where he uses the Fiendish, he's not in a very good position.
no.
Right.
Warning would actually probably be the best case scenario then.
Yep. Yeah, this is just gonna...
Now he specials 2 accelerators, pulls around everything.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's doing, right?
Yeah, you should make Gigant with Accelerator and Armor here.
Yeah. So now I wonder if
Terrible.
if Evolution knew that he was going to be playing Armor, or if he switched it up or if Luke switched it up because he knew and would think he was playing.
Fire Fist. Yeah, he probably would.
I'm pretty sure these guys actually test regularly with each other, so.
Yeah.
Well, Luke said that him and Spix have been doing a lot of testing for new formats, so Geargia must have been doing really well for them.
Yeah, one of the guys on the team I played yesterday at the regional, Mark Velez, he played this deck.
Speaking of
Whoa.
Geargia's matchups against Fire Fist, I think this is one of those examples of games that can totally go in your favor with that deck, or in that matchup.
Right.
I do think, though, that the better play there was to pop the armor main phase 2 and save the MST for the tanky.
Definitely.
Yeah, third chain is just
Like that, yeah, the third chain was like, you know, he just had it kind of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you only lose the one Tenki if he does end up having the Fiendish. But you also play around Prison,
Mirror Force.
Mirror Force, a bunch of other stuff that could have gone a lot worse. So, like, the Fiendish, whether or not the Fiendish got rid of the Tenki, like, I don't feel like he cares too much about that. Because just 100 attack, all the stuff that attacks over is still going to.
Yeah. And you trade that up. You trade 100 attack for losing to Mirror Force and Prison.
Could his reasoning behind attacking also be to just keep the bigger monster on the field? Like, he probably knew he was in an advanced position.
Maybe.
Why would he Veiler the gear frame? Was he waiting for the normal summon, I guess?
I'm gonna guess that face down card
is dead, right?
No, is the
I think it. I think
it's
it's
gonna give him 1,000.
Yeah, and then in that case, he was just trying to not have Fortress at the field because that's the one thing that wins out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Fortress crashes and kills it.
What was the question that you asked a second ago, Shane, before I mentioned the Veiler?
Attacking. His decision to attack was basically, I know I'm in a terrible position, and I want as much attack boost as possible to just play the game of, I have the biggest monster on the field. I'll beat you down.
I think that...
Which...
I think that 100 attack is a heck of a lot less important than giving him a search.
100 attack can... Well, yeah, I mean, that can be the difference between suiciding and not suiciding.
Well, like, if he kills the armor, too, it forces Luke to have to make another play and get more monsters on field. And no matter what, he has to use a normal summon too. So, like, if the back row was a bottomless, I could definitely see that because then the armor's dead, and no matter how many things he searches,
right.
If that one bottomless does hit the arsenal that he summons, I guess it would be like his turn ends.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this face down is 10 seconds.
I just like the difference between 1900 and 2000 attack, or 2900 and 3000 attack. Like, those numbers don't make a difference against Geargia.
The problem is that Geargia can also make Maystroke if they feel so inclined, and then Maystroke beats over everything.
Yeah,
Firefist, I think.
Like, even like I get what you're saying, Shane, but like 1900, 2000, and 2900 and 3000, like those numbers are the exact same against a deck like Geargia.
Right, I'm just looking at this from...
You're just giving him...
Position.
I can definitely see, like, the kinds of positions you're talking about where, like, you're down a lot in cards. You figure, like, the only way you're going to be able to get back into this game is just by, like, playing really fast, doing a ton of damage, and hoping you can kill them faster than they can beat you with their immense card advantage.
Right, you damage... Yeah, exactly.
But... So this is going to be going to game 3 if Luke wins, right?
Oh, yeah.
I would really like to see Maystroke here.
And Dan is going to be signing out all of the shit he brought in for the Firefist mirror. Actually, a lot of the stuff he was bringing in, I guess, is good in both matchups.
Yeah, Veiler's not bad, I guess. Like,
Veiler's almost like better against Geargia than it is against Firefist.
And then Luke will blow our mind and side into Firefist.
Outside into water.
That would be hilarious, actually. Because like, if he makes Maystroke here, he like plays around everything.
Yeah. Is there anything he can have to play out of this now?
A hole?
A successful tour guide summon into Tempo.
Yeah, that could get there because Maestroke would be gone.
Maestroke would be gone. It would be dead.
The only thing he'd be able to do would be like Cowboy.
Yeah.
If he even plays it, but yeah, he obviously doesn't have those cards.
Going first against Gearja is always like a relieving feeling because I always hated going second against that deck last format. Having to deal with an armor like that turn 1, where like I would basically have to have drawn my side cards in my opening 6 to not just get rolled.
Alright, yeah, so
Sure.
I just asked him what the face down was, and it was indeed a 10. So, that's a 700 trap card.
Tensu or Tensen?
Tensen. Tensu's the double summon.
Ah, shit. Never mind. I'm wrong. That's why I'm a commentator, guys. It's
I don't know what any of the fucking things are called.
yeah, Tensu lets him double summon. Ugh. I hate Fire Fist and all their weird names.
Well, the only one that's relevant is Tenki.
Yeah. So yeah, his back row with a spell card face down, completely irrelevant.
Well, that's why he debated. He was debating on veiling the armor.
But Evolution will have the advantage of going first. So
Man, the windup for this going nuts.
talk about why
What?
you're on the record.
Oh, just talk about how the thread is like exploding because of those 2 decks that topped regionals yesterday.
Oh, are they?
People always do that, like, weird stuff does well in regionals at the beginning of the format and then blows up like, oh yeah, this is best deck, tier 1.
Yeah, the format will settle out.
Yeah.
But no,
Like,
some of them
that
actually
react
sucks.
and stuff.
Alright, so Thunder King against Georgia turn 1.
Who wants to bet he just cited that in? Uh-oh.
There's the Spick Typhoon.
This is always the worst. If he like special summons Accelerator and crashes the Arsenal into the Ryo. Or not. That too is a good play.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, nice little wall that's gonna be a wall.
Yeah. Dan has to make another push. He has to commit some other card to be able to break this. Whether it be like a bear or...
And even then, he can't even tank you for bear here.
Yeah.
Well, card keys can at least give him 3 new cards to look at for the next turn.
Like, the one thing that I like about armor is that like him being there allows you to make those awkward plays that like usually would get punished by torrential.
Yeah.
Like extending into him, and like the torrential actually gets rid of him for you. So
yeah. Actually, like, I would not be surprised if one of Luke's back row was a torrential here, and I feel like that's actually not that bad for him because worst case scenario he has to trade the torrential and the armor for a Thunder King and a bear.
Exactly.
And that's like a lot of the stuff that Dan needs to win this matchup. That's the problem with Thunder King. Like, while it obviously like shuts down all their effects and is really, really good, it doesn't do enough alone.
Working on a card. What do you guys think of that?
I don't know. I'd want to save my warning for like an actual threat.
What does his hand have to be like for that to be right?
I'd assume bad.
Well, he's got an armor set. His hand can't be like...
Yeah, I feel like...
Well, having a wall and having nothing behind that wall, two different things.
Yeah, maybe the other back row is something useless like
OST, maybe. Yeah, or
Warning,
Alliance.
the card does stop him from getting cards faster, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if the extra cards matter, maybe his hand is like a really grindy, slow hand. In which case, like the extra cards getting off card car probably matter a lot more.
Yeah.
And what that would end up being, I don't know. I don't know what specific cards that would be. Oh, he said, "I love you." That's good positivity.
That's cute. See, DuelistGroundz, we help each other.
It's going to become the new eHarmony.
We all love each other on DuelistGroundz. We're a positive community.
Yeah, positive.
Positive duelistry. Whoa. That's a fortress.
Oh my.
Got a force in hand and lance down.
Well, it gets rid of the Thunder King.
Yeah. I felt like if Dan had a warning there, that would have been a total blowout.
Yeah.
But that's like the only card it has to be for it to be a blowout.
Well, what about a bottom? Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah. If like it's a Fiendish or a Veiler, you can still like turtle up, set a couple back row, and make him have to deal with it.
Had like had a bottomless there too? Wouldn't bottomless have done the same thing?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It was the fortress. I mean.
Yeah. But then he keeps the armor though, so he's still on that sort of like armor walling position.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a critical play here. That Tanky's a nice top. It's gonna get that bear. But
Wait, did he opt it?
I don't think he topped it.
Yeah, I feel like that's been in his hand since like turn 2.
I'm pretty sure I watched it come off the top. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't shuffle his hand.
Okay.
I might be seeing things, but I'm pretty sure that's where it came from.
Yeah.
That bear's gonna stick.
I think Luke has Fiendish.
If that bear sticks, Luke's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, this is critical. Overwork. He's saving that Fiendish.
Overwork continues to be an amazing card.
Like it's just for winning, but the 1-for-1 is huge.
Yeah, because I mean, like they only have so many bears. They only have 3, and if there's no bears, you like, especially in Georgia, a lot of the stuff you're afraid of goes away.
Ooh, that's rough.
And now
That could be a turning point.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
that was
Special accelerator.
yeah, like
he kind of OTK'd him here for sure.
I don't know. This is
Yeah, Veiler is actually. It doesn't feel good to have to Veiler a Georgia armor, but there are times where it's exactly what you need.
One of those times.
Though it's felt a lot like Veiling a Rabbit. Like you have to kill it the next turn. But there were also those hands where like if you summoned Rabbit and they Veilered, you were in a really bad position.
I think that holding the Veiler for the Gigant is better. Because like the Gigant's gonna happen anyway. Because he already searched an accelerator before, right? Last turn?
Right.
Like because if you let him get to Gear Frame, then he gets Fortress.
Well, the problem I think is if he does Veiler the Gigant, he has to have, I think, his 3rd bear to beat that next turn. But when he just Veilers the armor, and if Luke doesn't end up having a 2nd machine, most of his monsters beat over the armor and get rid of that problem.
Right.
No, but I mean like he searched an accelerator already last turn, didn't he?
Oh, you're right, he did. My bad.
Yeah. So like now he's gonna get Gigant.
So yeah.
Now he's gonna get Gigant.
That he can't special summon something else.
No, but you already know that he has the accelerator. Like you already know that Gigant's coming, because now he just gets Gear Frame and blows him out. Because then he equips the Gear Frame to Gigant, and like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You can't bear it. Like I think that saving the Veiler for Gigant is the better play there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is just, yeah, that's even worse, actually.
Really good. Yeah, Machina Fortress is a good card.
Yeah.
No matter what the format is.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a card that it's not always going to be like really competitive, but the way, even with Yu-Gi-Oh as like fast as it is now, it's still a good value card that can pop up from time to time.
Unless, like, the format dictates meaning 3 Cyber Dragons for some reason.
Oh, that's one of his outs. And I think, oh my god, he's looking at his extra deck, he has it.
No way. No, I refuse to believe
I remember, I think Mike Steinman was citing it in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Overdose tourney.
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so...
he summoned it. He summoned it in his top 8 match and just blew the guy out of the water.
Yeah. The guy was playing the Karkari deck, I think.
Yep. I played that guy round 5. Ugh, he was my only loss.
I timed out. I'm back in the game.
Well, let's see. We're gonna see a bear come out here.
Yeah, because now that bear is...
And a tank.
Oh.
Ooh.
Not terrible. So he pops the fortress, makes like Maestro.
Yeah. Do that. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he can
he's
also
got-
make Tiger. Oh, well, no, Tiger King doesn't. Tiger King actually does work here
Well, what does Tiger King do?
because he can go Tiger King attack over the Gigant, force the gear frame, and then activate its effect, so he can't search with the Gigant next turn.
Yeah.
And then that
I
way he has
suppose.
another bear or whatever he searches off Tenki waiting.
That's true. Let's see if he does that.
No, he's gonna like to go with the Matrix guy.
I think Matt's play was better because it ends with him having a follow-up next turn.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone can be our 2013 president. Look at these shameless plugs.
Let's see if he's got a follow-up. And like the Tiger King play also protects him from like a future armor.
Yeah.
Or like even the Tiger King play even protects him from, well, no, he wouldn't have had a third fire formation up, never mind.
I think he would end up getting Tenkin if he doesn't have Tenki left.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if he wanted to have a third face up, because he wouldn't have been able to activate the Tenki that turn, I don't think, right?
No, he could have.
Oh,
He
right,
activated-
right. Two, that Tenki's from the turn before.
No, he can't. He couldn't have activated the second
No, wait,
second
yeah,
Tenki.
He did use the Tenki.
Okay.
Ooh, this might not end well. If he plays more than one force. Oh, does he have the other machine in hand? That is the question.
Yes, he does.
Was that a second
Oh.
force? He plays 2 force?
Yes.
Yeah, and he had it in hand. That's nuts.
He didn't even need to draw the gear frame.
No.
Or whichever one he drew. Whichever one he drew.
Just wants the Matrix to disappear.
Yeah. Another thing that could have beaten the Maestro is if he plays the MK2, the level 3.
Yep.
He can make like Tim Tempo or Tim Tempo would beat the Maestro there.
Yep.
Acid would be not game. There might have been another way to make 1400 damage with the MK2.
Oh man, this went really quickly from being entirely in Dan's favor to back in Luke's favor.
If he had made the Tiger King play, would this have been different?
If he had made the Tiger King play, he actually would have lost.
No, he would win. Because he
No.
would just get one of the trap cards.
Because yeah, I was gonna say he could get Tenkin if he wanted to, since he couldn't activate the Tenki.
Put his
And the Tenkin
monster
would
to
be
2,700.
yeah.
Yeah, but getting a Tenkin just is really bad because then he just crashes and then swings for game. Like, if he had gotten Tenkin with Tiger King, he just
Oh, I see. Yeah, then the fortress kills it no matter what.
Yeah.
I see. So yeah,
Yes.
that actually was really good there.
Like, I think Tiger King was the right play, but it would have lost him the game.
Yeah. Too bad those continuous spells don't give Maestro 200 defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, is he trying to figure out whether or not to unequip the gear frame and swing?
Probably.
Keeping it equipped plays around Mirror Force. Both.
He's going for the game.
Mirror Force. Or that.
I mean, it keeps him alive, that's not that great.
Does he have any bears left in deck?
Let's see. He might have one.
I think he's got two. Or he's got one.
Right. So I guess that's like all he's trying to draw here. Or Rabbit. Just plays it. She does.
I'm sure he does. He's
He's playing Warwolf, yeah. Unless he really, really gets hard-ons for 2,000 attack. 4 stars. Do you have any idea what's in Dan's hand?
Mm.
Yeah.
Not from like a search or anything.
Well, what card could he have topped and kept it in his hand?
Valor. Maybe. Whoa.
Ooh, that's an interesting play.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I like that play. I don't think that's something I ever would have seen. Oh, it was Dark Hole.
I was about to say, kind of sucks if he has Dark Hole, but it's not the worst case in the world.
No. I can only imagine that Luke's running low on my... Oh!
Shit.
That's gross.
That's the game. And Spix is going to go up in the board. Do well.
Oh,
Oh, playing around everything.